Can't seem to leave well enough alone. I just thought I might want to do a little bit better on this, you know. I've seen some guys do some stuff and it's better than this. So I'm thinking I'm going to give it a shot too. Alright, so this taped up area is the area I want to play with. I checked with my straight edge before I put that on, and it looks fairly level, but there's a small little bit of a divot and there's rough tops to this. And you can see where I left it kind of scratched from the razor blade. This was with CA glue. So I've seen some guys working with this UV resin stuff. Thought fast curing, super clear. This one's Teak Spurt. I did a test last night when I got it on this piece of wood, and I put a thin layer here with a brush. How's that brush today? Is it still hard? Oh, it didn't harden up overnight. So just leaving it out downstairs in the dark, it didn't harden up. So I put a thin layer there, and then I put a fairly thick one here. And I bought this Overkill massive flashlight. It's a UV, you know, like that. So I put this on here. I put the UV light over the top of it for about 45 seconds, and I took it off and it was still pretty shiny. So I thought, oh, I wonder if it still needs a little bit more. So I just took my X-Acto handle and I went, was hard as a rock. This part I didn't do anything with. So I took 1,000 sandpaper just to, you know, no, it was 2,000, just to scuff up the top. Then I took some compound and rubbed it to see if I could get some shine back up on it, and I did. And then I put some wax on it, and it made it look pretty good, even though I didn't do a really good job with the compound. And then I thought, okay. Then I took my X-Acto knife and I scraped it to see what that would be like. How hard was it all the way through? And it was hard all the way through. So I scraped it all the way down to this thin level. It must have been about 2.5 millimeters thick, and now it's probably about 0.5 millimeter thick. So it scraped well, and that, you know, could be, look at that, it's alive, could be polished up. So that was my test last night. I highly recommend doing tests before, you know, trying something like this, just because you really gotta do that. And I bought some more of these single-sided razor blades. Now, this is the one I used last time, and I put, you know, tape on it. Now I've got tape over the area, and I don't need a double tape because it's not that thick now. I just want to run this over gently to see what I've already got there. So it picked up some stuff, but mostly from the tape. Scratch the top of the tape. And that's okay. That tells me it's pretty good. So it's either flat or there's this tiny little divot there. That I really want to try to do something with. I'm going to scrape it sideways like this, inside the tape, just to be sure. Okay. Alright, so now I found where the high spots were. Just let me do a little bit more. All right, that's feeling less rough than it did. I've gotten off some of the high spots there. Yeah. Except for right there. There's a bit of a buildup of CA glue right here at the end. That was right up against where the tape was last time, creating a little bit of a lip. Still high there, I can still feel the roughness. Okay. I've already cut the edge of that tape. I'm going to have to replace that. Okay, so if I can get this as smooth as possible before I put the UV resin on, I think I'll have a better chance of putting on a fairly thin layer to work with. Now apparently this is a process where you put it on, you scrape it flat, you do some wet sanding with some sandpapers to make sure this whole area gets, flattened out. And then after that, you can get the buffing compound out to bring the shine up once you bring up the tool marks from the sandpaper with a very fine grit, and then the buffing compound, and then the wax, and poof, it should be good. I don't think I'll ever not be able to see this because of the way it cracked in. I think I'll always be able to see the crack, but I'm hoping to be able to get it flat so that when you touch it, it feels like the top of the guitar, like it's not there. Just because it's me. You know how picky I am. People tell me I'm picky all the time. It doesn't matter how much I scrape on this because it's all going to be replaced with UV resin. And polished and all that stuff anyway. I know my hand's in the way for the scraping, but I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Just wanted to let you in on the lunacy that overtook me when I saw the UV stuff, and I'm going, ooh, if only I had known about that when I tried this. I could have gotten it maybe better from the start, but what the hell. All the guys that do this on YouTube are a little experienced. They always say, always scrape at an angle, Don't ever try to cut towards it like that. Always pull or push at an angle, 45-degree angle. I used this little brush last night to put stuff in there on the other wood, and it's still soft today. It's still soft. I'm surprised. It's about the width. Right, so this is the stuff. They say to keep it in a cool place, out of the sunlight. It's a black bottle, so it doesn't harden up. There it is. So I'm just going to put a little bit there. I only opened up a little bit on the top, so they want to keep a lot of air out of it as well, they say. All right, let me just get some of this on the brush. Let me just do another test pattern here. Let's see how much I need. Okay. Okay. Let's just see how much I need. Okay, so they tell you to wear glasses. And I got a big one because I wanted to, like, you know, I didn't want to take any chances with the little one. You know, the little ones were about the same size as this one. This takes 6 AA batteries. Okay, here we go. Do not adjust your set. I turned off the lights to see if I'll have better success. I think the UV light might be rebounding off the white surface. Stand by. Okay. What the hell? We've committed. Whoops. Maybe I should be committed. Who knows? We've already committed to it. So that's it. So my discovery is that the surface, when it's shiny, is feeling plasticky, sticky. But I've got a piece of 2000 here, and I just kind of went on the edges to see what it was like over here. And once you get the plasticky feeling off, it sands down rather nicely there. So I'm thinking I'm looking pretty good. Got some pips in the surface there. Might need a heavier sandpaper to take care of that one. I'm just doing a little bit of dry here. Alright, I have wet sandpaper, the end of a soft piece of sponge, starting with a 400. I'm going to see if I can control that. Just do some little bit of wet sanding on that. It's soapy water. Okay. I feel it working. That is pretty close. I don't know what the view is from there, but it's pretty close. Right there. It's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. To give it a little bit more, 3000. I'm going with the white pad, which is the least aggressive one. And we're going to just get some of this compound out of here. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. Wow, I'm impressed. Started off a little bit, you know, out there, but I'm impressed. Have to wash that, and then we're going to put on the black one, which is the finest one for polish. The least aggressive. Wow. Wow, I'm impressed and happy with that. Yeah, that is a way better fix for my bee stock than the crazy glue was, where I left it a little undone. I was a little afraid to go any further with it at the time, and I think it was the right decision until the resin idea came across my path. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it to you fully, but we're going to give it a shot. Oh, like that. Pretty good. In the light, you can see where the patch is. If you're just looking at it normally like that, and once the pot is on there, you can still see the crack where it was, but at least it's nice and flat and filled in, even though it's a tiny bit higher. That's okay. I'd rather have it a tiny bit higher than a tiny bit lower. So for now, we're going to call this thing done. It's worked out fairly well. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one with the big thumb right there, see? Appreciate y'all.